This is one of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn in my entire life. And I struggled with this for years. And it took me so long to try and embrace this and actually apply it to my daily life. And I'll be honest, bro, even still, it can be hard, but I just have to recenter myself on the fundamentals that I'm going to teach you today. But I'm sure you can probably relate to some capacity or another. You ever notice the second that you stop giving a damn, like everything starts chasing you? I don't know. Are you familiar with this? I mean, have you experienced it? Whether it's women, opportunities, peace, power, it's like the more you force, the more it doesn't go your way. And it's like this detachment from the person, place, or thing just flips some invisible switch. But here's the thing. Most guys are addicted to control. And that addiction, that obsession, is the very thing that's repelling the life that you want. Let me break this down for you. But first, smash that subscribe button. We're locked in right now. I'm going for that 1K mark, and this channel is only going up. All right? I'm dropping heat daily. So I dated this girl one time. 3 months in, she's pregnant. Yeah, crazy, right? I mean, we barely knew each other, literally. She was still in college. I was in college. You know, she was a couple years younger than me, and we're both just trying to figure life out. I definitely was not in a good position to support a family, but of course, I would have, found the way. That's what we as men do, right? But bro, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with the situation and the woman. I was obsessed with her. I was super clingy, way overboard. I had no frame. My whole world revolved around her. Literally. Even before I found out that she was pregnant, I would literally drop everything to be with her and to talk to her. And what happened? She ended up ghosting me. After deciding to have an abortion, she completely ghosted me. Just went completely cold. Didn't even tell me about the abortion. It was gut-wrenching. And she would just disappear for weeks. Actually, initially she disappeared for, it was at least a couple months. And then randomly, I remember she hit me up one night at like 2 a.m. and I was working a security job overnight while I was in college. It was 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And she would do this periodically, like once a month or something like that. Bro, that situation drove me crazy. I spiraled out of control, just obsessing so much. And I remember it's actually what had me start to explore, the difference between male and female psychology, because I had no answers. I didn't have any closure. I couldn't stop thinking about this girl. I mean, can you imagine? And so I just started going ham on YouTube, looking at YouTube videos, trying to understand somewhat female nature, the difference between male and female psychology. And then that's kind of how I started to fall into trying to understand women just a little bit. And bro, this is what actually had me start looking into astrology as well. Started getting into astrology. I became obsessed with YouTube videos on tarot card readings. And bro, I literally looked up her natal chart. I don't know if you're familiar with astrology, but your natal chart is your birth chart based on your birth date, the location, your age, all this stuff. I'm not going to get into it here, but basically I became obsessed. I went to like a palm reader. Dude, it was crazy. And bro, for months, I was just literally consuming so much content about astrology, and then I just had to let go. And it really was this woman, though, that I had to do an honest assessment and look at myself in the mirror, and it forced me, because this isn't the first time that this situation happened, but it forced me to stop blaming women and start looking at myself and accepting some responsibility. Okay. And some of these women are toxic. I get it. A lot of them are, probably like at least 80% are. But we always look at life like, what role did I play in it? What can I work on improving? And introspection, I realized that there was a pattern. And maybe these women had issues, man. They're young. Okay? But not them. It was me. I was the problem. Every time I gave away my power, it pushed them further away. I would push harder. I remember when this girl broke up with me, bro, I begged for her back. I sent her massive long texts and she didn't even respond. Like a novel, bro. And then I remember I would find, when she ghosted me, I would find quotes, cheesy ass quotes, and send them to her. And I just had to let go. I eventually just had to let go after several months. It took me about 5 or 6 months at least. And that's when I learned more so about attachment. And that lesson changed my entire life. So today, we're diving deep into detachment. Not the I don't care mask you throw on, but real detachment. It's emotional independence. It's the ability to walk away and still be whole. And if you master this, you stop chasing and everything starts chasing you. So my first point is, what is detachment? Well, the issue is most guys think detachment means being completely cold. And that does not mean that is a healthy attachment, okay? It's not about that. It's about being emotionally independent, not needing someone to make you feel whole. It is choosing peace over control, your own peace, and not letting someone live rent-free in your head. And it's realizing your joy, your power, it starts inside you. It's not about not caring, okay? To a certain extent. A little bit nuanced, but it's not about not caring. It's about not needing. It's about being outcome independent. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's great too. I'm fine either way. Because when you're detached, you don't chase, you don't beg. You don't force. You just are. And that energy is unstoppable. It's literally a superpower. Now, I will say, there's a lot of guys in the red pill community talking about the less you care, the more she cares. Yes, kinda, to an extent. It's about the perception. It's about the energy you give off. You can still care, but you cannot show that you care as much as you might. Like if someone doesn't text you back, if they break up with you, if they walk away, you have to wish them well and not get hung up on the outcome. Detachment. You're going to go out with a girl and not having expectations in your head, in your mind about how it's going to go, how it should go. Start thinking about your life with her and what she's like. Just experience and just be. Whatever happens will happen. Maybe it's the job. If it doesn't work out, it wasn't meant for you. You give it your all. Outcome independent. But there is a thing with women. And I'm talking about 80 to 90% of these women out here that are toxic and damaged and have a lot of issues and really struggle, man. If you act like you really care so much, I don't know what it is, but it just pushes them away. The more you act like you care, the less they seem to care. It's always the guys, too, that they're chasing, right, that are giving them less attention, less validation, that they feel drawn to. Now, these women are toxic, okay? And they probably have daddy issues, but I digress. I'm not going to ramble here. Detachment is just about, it's not about not caring. It's just about detaching from the outcome, like stoic in a sense. I'm not saying being stone cold, but you know, it is what it is, right? Now, my next point is, well, why is detachment so powerful? Okay, here's the truth. Chasing pushes things away, as I've been saying. Neediness repels, whatever it is, whether it's in business or the girl. But when you just let go, you stop blocking what's meant for you. You gain the clarity. You no longer are clouded by desperation or fear. You see people for who they really are. And you don't form this bias in your head or this fantasy of this person that you feel like they should be. You're detaching from that, because a lot of the times we create this illusion, right? We create this character, this idealized version of who we think this person is, the reality of the present situation, and that is not it. You have to separate from that. But a lot of the times we do this out of a scarcity mindset, out of desperation or fear, needing someone or needing something. But by detaching, you're able to see people for who they really are. You make better moves, better decisions. You bounce back quicker. And suddenly you become the one that more people chase. You become magnetic. It's an aura, and it's not because you try, but because you don't need. You see what I mean? It's the difference between, oh, please love me, please like me, and I love me. I have me. Just go ahead and drop a comment right now if you've ever noticed how when you finally just stop caring about a girl, oh, what happened? She just magically hits you up. All right? Let me know. I read and respond to all of the comments here on this channel. I love you guys. I care about you guys. And also your insight and your stories, man. It helps me build content that actually really helps you. Okay? Third point. Now, how do you actually apply this and practice detachment? Okay? Let me give it to you straight. You've got to recognize where you're holding on too tight in your life. What area in your life are you holding on too tight? Is it the relationship? Is it the job? What is it? That girl, that outcome, that validation, that grip that you have, the forceful grip, just trying to force and the pressure instead of just allowing it to flow. But that grip, man, it's what's holding you back right now. So you need to spend time alone. You've got to learn to enjoy your own company, man. Because here's the reality. Most people don't even like to be with themselves. Most people don't even like themselves. You know, there's so many distractions, so much noise. Turn off the noise. Turn off the YouTube. Turn off the podcast. Like, turn off your notifications on your social media. Stop doom scrolling, man. You just sit with yourself for a few minutes. Can you? Most people can't even sit with themselves in their own energy and silence for more than 5 minutes without having to whip out their phone. But just learn to spend time alone. Just practice. It's tough at first. There's a lot of noise. We have a lot of monkey brain action going on. But just learn to enjoy your own company. What does that mean? Just being in your own energy. Just literally being without nothing. That's solitude. It's where your power grows. That's where you get the clarity. And that's where you really get to just connect with being in your own energy, which is you. You don't need distractions. And you find comfort and peace in your own energy. But Drop the fantasies, the illusion, delusion, the fantasies of who this person is or what we think they should be. You have to let go of that. Stop playing these fake love stories in your head. Stop thinking she's going to change. There's no such thing as mixed signals. People show you who they are. If someone wants to spend time with you, be with you, you're going to know. They're going to make it known. It's not going to be hard to figure out. But the problem is these days, there's so many people who are toxic and damaged. They're used to toxic relationships. And it's just a cycle of one toxic interaction and relationship after the next. And that has become the norm. Dealing with that, dealing with people like that, feeling those emotions. But I can tell you right now, it's not hard to figure out if a girl likes you or not. There's no, I'll think about it, canceling plans, can't commit, non-committal, not expressing how she feels, not communicating it, not showing it to you, doesn't want to be with you. Okay, fine. If someone wants to walk away, let them walk away. Let them walk. Know your worth. You're not chasing because you need. We're not chasing anything. You're choosing what you want. Pursue things in life that you want. But we don't chase after anything. Challenge the story that you're running in your mind over and over that, I can't let go. I can't let go of her. It's a lie. Rewrite it. Feel it now. Act like you already have what you want. Because that's the frequency you attract from. Manifest it, visualize it, but also be willing to detach if it doesn't serve your highest self, if it's not meant for you. I encourage you to ask God, pray to God, whatever it is, higher power, the divine, whatever you want to call it, man. Release me from this. If it's for me, I want it. If it's not from you, I don't want it. That is it right there. What's meant for you will be. Who is meant to be in your life will be in your life. They'll find a way back in. They will find a way back into your life if they're meant to be. And some people are here for a season. Some people, it's just a lesson they bring. Some people, they're here for a season and a lesson. Some people are for a season, and maybe it's a blessing at that point of our life, but it is what it is, man. You have to. It's the thing I realize. Even when it comes to money, opportunities, women, every single time I forced more, it never worked out. And that doesn't mean being ambitious and working really hard and going after what you want diligently every single day and putting in the work. But if you're chasing, if you're trying to force and not to just flow, it should be flow, not force. I'll give you an example. Dating app, for example. Bro, even, the last year, I really would like to meet my woman that, God has for me. I know she's out there. And when I got back into the dating scene over the past year, I got on the dating apps and I was spending a lot of energy into it. I mean, probably at least 20 to 30 minutes at least a day. And it's exhausting. If you've been on these apps, like Hinge or Bumble or Facebook dating or any of that, not a great place to meet women 99% of the time, but it's exhausting. It's an energy drain. And I was like working, and I've got a lot going on in my life, building a business, and I have my day job and, recording YouTube, and it's just a lot. I do believe that if you're trying to meet the right person, like you want to meet your woman, you can't just not put any effort into it, okay? You should put yourself in the right situations and places where you could meet your woman, right? Through friends, things you like doing, common interests, right? And the dating apps aren't terrible. I mean, Hinge is okay, hit or miss from time to time. But I would say about 98% of the time, it's not going to be a good investment and it's not going to work out most of the time. But I was putting so much energy into it, 20, 30 minutes plus a day. And it's like, oh my God. And it wasn't working out. Going on dates, it wasn't working out, wasn't flowing, wasn't really, very fruitful for me for all the energy that I was putting into it for a couple months. And then I was just like, all right, I'm just going to take a step back. This is not me. You know what? I'm going to pray about it, continue to pray about it. And, whatever will be, will be. Kind of like a year and a half ago, I was trying to get this job. I was trying to get a job and I had applied to, 400 jobs, unemployed for 5 months. I was depressed and forced so much. It didn't work out until I just diligently prayed and asked God to light my path. And you know what? Open the doors for me that you want me to go through and close the ones that are not for me. Open the doors for me that you want, close the ones that you don't want me in. And God, it makes takes a lot of pressure off. You don't need any anxiety meds, any depression meds from this. But if you're so anxious all the time about something, so much anxiety, obsessing over something, right? Like when I would obsess about money, certain numbers in my mind that I wanted, it wouldn't work out. But then when you just vibrate on a higher frequency that's letting it flow into your life if it's for you and seizing the opportunities, but not forcing anything. Pursuing what you want, but also still having that grounded energy and being willing to let go. Being willing to let go. And not being detached to anything. I'll be honest, another example of detachment I learned when I was 20 years old. So I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I was in combat. I went in right out of high school. My first deployment, I was in Afghanistan at 20 years old on a combat deployment a year after I went to boot camp. And I get over there and, all the training that I did, it was like 6 or 7 months up to the deployment, was all this IED, bomb training, combat training, all this kind of stuff. And then you get over there, and then I remember it was about 3 months in. I got over there in December of 2011. And from all the way December through February, I was paranoid because I was in infantry. So I was on foot patrol and the gear and everything like that. And we would go on foot patrols every day with gear for hours. And we've got our guns and everything. And we go out with, 6, 7, 8 guys usually. And this is a combat area. And these people over there, they hide bombs and everything else under the sand and whatnot. And I was so paranoid my first 3 months. Every single day I stepped outside the wire. That's what it's called when you leave the base to go on a foot patrol. And man, I was so paranoid. I had friends that died. I had friends that had lost their legs and, leaving families devastated. And I didn't know if that would be me. And I had to let go. And one day I just asked God to take it from me. And it was, 3 months in and I had to release this. I said, man, I can't keep this up for, a total of 7 months. I'll drive myself crazy. If I'm meant to live, I'll make it through this no matter what. And I made it through. It wasn't my time, but I had to let go. I had to let go and trust in God in the process. But when it comes to women, man, use silence at times. Maybe she hasn't, talk to you. Maybe she's pulled back and it's driving you nuts. Yeah. Maybe you have one-nightitis and you're obsessed about this girl because she's ghosted you or hasn't texted you back or whatever the case is. I have been there. Draw your energy back. Use silence. Use the space. You don't always have to respond to her. And sometimes, a lot of the time, silence is the loudest thing you can say. Physically pull back. Take the space. Leave the situation, the girl, whatever. Walk away if you have to. Breathe. Observe. Don't react. Don't attach yourself to it. Listen more. Power isn't in talking, man. It's in presence. Being present. Listening. Fully being present. Hearing and processing and being in the moment. You attract what you are, not what you want. And it's God's timing, not ours. The only timing that matters in life is God's timing. It's not ours timing. Okay? And when you really need something, you push it away. I've also been in sales for well over 3 years now, and I get rejected constantly. And, you know, in sales, it's cutthroat, right? But there's times where, you know, you're doing well, and other times where you're struggling, you know, a little bit of a rut. And everybody hits that point. But prospects can pick up that energy, right? If you're in business, and you get this in the corporate world and whatnot, it's a needy energy. And the same kind of thing it applies to women too. There's very similar parallels. But the more that you show that you need something, the more that you're pushing it away. You send out this desperation vibe, right? It's like, ugh. Think about even women that you know who've like obsessed about you and they're like, you know, it's crazy and they're like too much. They're too much. Like, God, that person seems desperate, right? Not crazy. But when you're a bit more detached about the situation, you're aligned, you're calm, you're collected. That's what it feels like. When you're more detached from the outcome, it's being outcome independent, right? It's that being calm, collected energy. You hold the frequency of your desired reality without begging for it to show up in your life. And that's when the universe starts delivering to you. That's when God starts delivering, because you're no longer chasing or pursuing what we want in life, but you're embodying. You become the man who already has it. And the world mirrors that back. Letting go, it's not weakness, it's war. It's a spiritual war. You're not running, you're rising. You're stepping back from the chaos of the situation, because it's so easy to get caught up in it, right? Emotionally, mentally. Step back from the chaos, from the control, from the need to fix. Step away from that. Not with hate. It's not with bitterness. It's not with being cold, but with honor. But with honor. You're choosing peace over pain. You're no longer ruled by guilt, betrayal, or regret. You're the one walking light. The one who dropped the weight. The one who moves like a warrior now. That's you. All right. All right, bro. That's it for today. If this video hit something in you, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Comment below if you've ever struggled with letting go. Let me know. Trust me, bro. I've been there, like I said, a million times, okay? And this channel, it's not just some YouTube channel. It's a brotherhood. I started this channel a year ago because God told me to, and I didn't even think it would really grow. I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do this, and whether or not it goes anywhere, I just want to help and serve, okay? But understand we're building a community here. We're building a tribe. I am dropping a video every single day to help you guys become the best version of yourself. And we are building the ascended men here. Let's rise. Catch you guys later.